Ever wondered why some people with average intelligence become incredibly wealthy, while financial geniuses go broke? The Psychology of Money reveals the surprising truth that your financial destiny is not about IQ or knowledge, but about your behavior with money. This book is not about complex formulas. It's about the human side of finance, our emotions, biases, and the stories we tell ourselves. Written by Morgan Housel, a renowned financial writer, this book is a must-read because it tackles the often overlooked psychological factors that determine our financial success or failure. It's a game changer for anyone who wants to build lasting wealth and achieve financial freedom, regardless of their income or background. Morgan Housel is a former investment manager and a highly respected writer on finance and investing. His work is known for its insightful blend of behavioral economics and compelling storytelling. Housel's unique perspective stems from his experience in the financial industry, combined with his deep understanding of human psychology. He doesn't just focus on the technical aspects of finance. He delves into the emotional and behavioral drivers that shape our financial decisions. His writing is accessible and relatable, making complex financial concepts easy to understand. Housel's biggest financial idea is that behavioral skills are more important than financial knowledge in achieving long-term financial success. The Psychology of Money is structured as a collection of 20 short chapters, each exploring a different facet of the psychology of money. The book uses a narrative style, weaving together personal anecdotes, historical examples, and case studies to illustrate key concepts. There's no strict progression, and each chapter can be read independently. The chapters revolve around a common theme, but they stand alone and can be read independently. The book avoids complex formulas and jargon, focusing instead on relatable stories and practical insights. There are no exercises or action items in the traditional sense, but the book encourages reflection and self-assessment. This book is perfect for anyone, regardless of their financial experience. It's ideal for beginners who want to build a solid foundation in personal finance, as well as experienced investors looking to refine their approach. It's a must-read before making any significant financial decision, whether it's investing, starting a business, or planning for retirement. It's also a great book to read when you're feeling overwhelmed or confused about your finances. Let's begin with chapter-wise summary from the book. The key idea of Chapter 1 is that different life experiences lead to different financial perspectives. Our financial decisions are shaped by our unique backgrounds and experiences. What seems reckless to someone raised in wealth might be a calculated risk for someone who grew up in poverty. The book emphasizes understanding different perspectives rather than judging them. Chapter 2 highlights that financial success is influenced by luck and risk, not solely by skill or effort. Luck and risk are both the reality that every outcome in life is guided by forces other than individual effort. They are so similar that you can't believe in one without equally respecting the other. Be careful when assuming that 100% of outcomes can be attributed to effort and decisions. Success often involves a significant element of luck, as illustrated by Benjamin Graham's success with GEICO, which defied his own diversification rules. Conversely, even skilled investors like Jesse Livermore can experience devastating losses due to unforeseen circumstances. Focus less on specific individuals and case studies, and more on broad patterns. Third chapter main learning is that our desires often outpace our resources, leading to dissatisfaction. The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. The human desire for more is insatiable. Even the wealthiest individuals can fall prey to this, as exemplified by the story of Rajat Gupta, who, despite achieving phenomenal success, still felt a sense of not enough. According to the fourth chapter, the power of compounding is often underestimated, leading to poor long-term investment strategies. The exponential growth of compounding is often overlooked, as seen in the rapid expansion of hard drive storage capacity. This illustrates how small, consistent gains over time can lead to extraordinary results. Warren Buffett is a phenomenal investor, but you miss a key point if you attach all of his success to investing acumen. The real key to his success is that he's been a phenomenal investor for 3/4 of a century. Had he started investing in his 30s and retired in his 60s, few people would have ever heard of him. Chapter 5 covers a very pertinent idea of getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Getting and keeping wealth require different skills. Survival is key. Good investing is not necessarily about making good decisions. It's about consistently not screwing up. Jesse Livermore's story highlights this perfectly. He was a brilliant trader who amassed a fortune, but ultimately lost it all and took his own life. Staying wealthy requires a different mindset, one of caution, risk management, and long-term perspective. Sixth chapter outlines that extreme outcomes are more common in finance than in other fields, so focus on survival. The financial world is characterized by extreme events, both positive and negative. The book emphasizes the importance of surviving these events to benefit from long-term compounding. Many successful companies fail over time. In the game of investing, you can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. Seventh chapter decodes financial freedom. It states that true financial freedom is about having control over your time and choices, allowing you to pursue your passions and live life on your own terms. This is often overlooked in the pursuit of material wealth. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, "I can do whatever I want today." Next chapter, titled Man in the Car Paradox, examines how we often overestimate the importance of material possessions and underestimate the value of experiences. The reality is that no one is impressed with your possessions as much as you are. Chapter 9 illustrates that true wealth is often hidden, making it difficult to learn from others' success. Wealth isn't always visible. It's often the things we don't buy that contribute to long-term financial security. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. The author uses the example of people who appear wealthy due to flashy cars, but are actually struggling financially. 10th chapter's key learning is that saving is more about managing your ego. The first idea, simple but easy to overlook, is that building wealth has little to do with your income or investment returns, and lots to do with your savings rate. Saving isn't just about how much you earn. It's about controlling your spending habits and resisting the urge to overspend. The author emphasizes the importance of managing your ego and desires to build wealth. Next chapter deliberates the debate between being reasonable versus being rational. It illustrates that being reasonable with your finances is more important than being perfectly rational. Perfect rationality is often unattainable. A reasonable approach that accounts for human emotions and biases is more effective in the long run. Reasonable is more realistic, and you have a better chance of sticking with it for the long time, which is what matters most when managing money. The author uses the example of Julius Wagner Jaureg's unconventional treatment for syphilis. Chapter 12 is about surprises. Life is unpredictable. Saving provides a buffer against unexpected expenses and setbacks. The author highlights the numerous unpredictable events that have shaped the U.S. economy over the past 170 years. Relying too heavily on investment history as a guide to what's going to happen next is not a good idea. History is the study of change, ironically used as a map of the future in the game of investing. History can be a misleading guide to the future of the economy and stock market because it doesn't account for structural changes that are relevant to today's world. 13th chapter suggests building room for error in your financial plans to account for unexpected events. Building room for error in your financial plans allows you to withstand setbacks and continue pursuing your long-term goals. The author emphasizes the importance of both financial and emotional resilience. The most important part of every plan is planning on your plan, not going according to plan. Benjamin Graham is known for his concept of margin of safety. Next chapter focus is adaptability. Our financial goals and priorities evolve throughout life. Adaptability is crucial for long-term financial success. The author uses the example of Rick Guerin, who was as smart as Buffett and Munger, but lacked their patience and long-term perspective. Chapter 15 evaluates the trade-off of free advice. It illustrates that every financial decision involves trade-offs. Consider the opportunity cost of your financial choices. Everything has a price, but not all prices appear on labels. The question is, why do so many people who are willing to pay the price of cars, houses, food, and vacations try so hard to avoid paying the price of good investment returns? The answer is simple. The price of investing success is not immediately obvious. According to next chapter, financial success is influenced by a combination of skill, effort, personal circumstances, and luck. The author emphasizes the importance of acknowledging the role of luck in both success and failure. The big takeaway here is that few things matter more with money than understanding your own time horizon and not being persuaded by the actions and behaviors of people playing different games than you are. You are advised to get out of your way to identify what game of investment you're playing. 17th chapter discusses seduction of pessimism. Pessimism can be alluring, but a balanced perspective is crucial for long-term success. The author discusses the prevalence of pessimism in the media and its impact on financial decision-making. Growth is driven by compounding, which always takes time. Destruction is driven by single points of failure, which can happen in seconds, and loss of confidence, which can happen in an instant. 18th chapter decodes confirmation bias and how it affects our financial decision-making. We tend to believe stories that confirm our existing beliefs. Confirmation bias can lead us to believe information that supports our existing beliefs, even if it's inaccurate. We focus on what we know and neglect what we do not know, which makes us overly confident in our beliefs. The author emphasizes the importance of critical thinking and avoiding confirmation bias. Next chapter integrates all lessons learned so far to make well-rounded financial decisions. In the last chapter, the author shares personal reflections on the psychology of money, emphasizing the importance of humility, forgiveness, and a long-term perspective. Morgan Housel summarizes his views on investing like this. Every investor should pick a strategy that has the highest odds of successfully meeting their goals. And for most investors, dollar-cost averaging into a low-cost index fund will provide the highest odds of long-term success. The first key learning is about prominence of behavior on your financial future. Your financial success depends more on your behavior and emotional intelligence than your IQ and knowledge. Think of it like this. A skilled athlete might have incredible physical abilities, but without discipline and mental fortitude, they won't win. This is further emphasized by the fact that the financial industry, despite attracting top minds, hasn't necessarily led to better personal finance outcomes for the average person. The second key learning is that financial outcomes are influenced by factors beyond your control. Don't let success make you overconfident or failure make you feel inadequate. The book repeatedly emphasizes the role of luck and risk in shaping financial outcomes, highlighting the difficulty in distinguishing between the two. The third key learning is about the power of compounding, how small, consistent gains over time can lead to extraordinary results. It's like planting an oak tree. You won't see much growth in a year, but over decades, it becomes magnificent. The counterintuitive nature of compounding often leads people to underestimate its power. The fourth key learning relates to the importance of survival in the money game. Protecting your wealth is as important as accumulating it. Avoid excessive risk-taking that could wipe out your progress. The ability to survive financial downturns and continue investing over the long term is crucial for achieving long-term success. Remember the famous quote that to win the game, you should be in the game. The fifth key learning is about real financial freedom. Financial freedom is about having control over your time and choices, not just accumulating possessions. This is highlighted by the findings of Carl Pillimer's research on the life lessons of elderly Americans, which validates that the pursuit of wealth and financial success are not the primary drivers of happiness and fulfillment. The sixth key learning is not judging others' financial success based on appearances, as wealth is often hidden. The author uses his experience as a valet driver to illustrate how appearances can be deceiving. The last key learning is to embrace humility and forgiveness in the game of investing. Be humble in success and forgiving in failure. Recognize the role of luck and risk. This is crucial for maintaining a balanced perspective and avoiding the pitfalls of overconfidence or self-blame. Let's break down the key takeaways into do's and don'ts. What you should start doing. Focus on building good financial habits, like automating savings and investing consistently. Prioritize experiences over material possessions. Regularly review your financial plan and adjust it as your life changes. Develop a mindset that prioritizes long-term survival and flexibility. It is said that to be successful in life, clarity of what not to do is more important than what to do. So, what you should stop doing when it comes to managing money? Well, avoid excessive risk-taking, chasing high returns, and comparing yourself to others. Don't let emotions drive your financial decisions. Avoid the seduction of pessimism and embrace a balanced perspective. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. This quote by Bill Gates reminds us to stay humble even when things are going well. There is no reason to risk what you have and need for what you don't have and don't need. The famous quote by Warren Buffett, used in the book, emphasizes the importance of risk management. Getting money is one thing, keeping it is another. This quote highlights the importance of survival and long-term perspective. The Psychology of Money is a game changer. It's not just another personal finance book. It's a deep dive into the human element of money. It's insightful, relatable, and incredibly practical. If we have to rate the book on a scale of 5, it will be among the toppers on the criteria of value for beginners, mental framework strength, practical relevance, and overall investing wisdom. We strongly recommend you to buy a copy of the book and give it a serious reading, along with personal reflections. Further, you can reread 1 to 2 chapters anytime to keep your financial behavior on the right track. Hope you enjoyed this video. Which lesson from The Psychology of Money resonated most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. pick up a copy of the book for yourself or gift it to someone you care about. And feel free to share in comments what you expect from us in future videos. Don't just earn, learn. Subscribe to Money Wisdom.